Today is April 12th, 2022, and this is your Mortgage Champions Mixdown. When it comes to hosting an effective daily sales touchpoint with your team, structure matters a lot. This episode, we're adapting some recommended sales stand-up templates for modern mortgage origination teams. But first, if you're unfamiliar with what a stand-up is or why you might want to start one, consider listening back to our previous episode, Should Salespeople Stand Up Daily? All right, let's talk about some stand-up meeting templates we've encountered on the web. Over the past month, our team has scoured the internet for the best examples of sales teams leveraging stand-ups, or scrums as they're commonly called by agile diehards, to understand the general architecture of an effective sales stand-up meeting template. Now, what surprised us was how much variation we ended up finding. Some advocated a cross-industry approach to stand-ups where you start with a review of recent wins, ask each present team member 3 questions. We'll dive into that a little bit more later in the episode. A few quick team or company updates, and finally ending with a motivational rally cry. Others tied stand-ups directly to team sprints, which is another agile management principle, opting for weekly or even bi-weekly stand-ups that first and foremost marked the launch of a new sprint, then dissected breakthroughs and challenges from the previous sprint, aligned team members' goals for the coming sprint, and finally benchmarked performance against stated month-end goals. And yet still others seem to just take the title of stand-up and simply apply it to otherwise prototypical sales meetings, replete with conference room bookings, PowerPoint presentations, and of course, clips from Glenn Ross. Now, while we don't condone that last approach, save for maybe the famous Alec Baldwin speech, the two previous approaches are clearly effective, having produced meaningful results for thousands, if not tens of thousands of teams worldwide. But would either work well for mortgage origination teams? Well, in short, sort of. While not perfect, the first approach that we mentioned before is universal enough to work for an origination team, but definitely could benefit from optimizations. The second, while appealing in concept, we think offers too few meetings in reality to actually help an origination team realize the unique benefits of adopting a stand-up model for sales touchpoints. So where does that leave us in our search for the ultimate sales stand-up meeting template for modern origination teams? Well, it pointed us towards developing our own, which is why our newest sponsored resource is a stand-up meeting template specifically designed for mortgage sales teams. Over the past few weeks, our team has developed the first iteration of what we believe to be the ultimate template for mortgage sales stand-ups. Having synthesized lessons from agile sales tacticians, stand-up enthusiasts, virtual scrum masters, even hardcore Glenn Ross fans, we strategically adapted the universal approach to stand-ups specifically for mortgage origination teams. While the full template has a detailed breakdown of why we structured the agenda the way that we did, and even provides the logic behind every item on that agenda, our approach can be summed up in, well, you might have guessed it, an acronym: Align, Inform, Motivate, or AIM. So let's start with breaking down aligning your team. Well, with alignment arguably being the end goal of a stand-up, our template kicks off by quickly celebrating recent team wins to align team members around what's working before diving into the meat of the agenda, the round robin. Now, the template, which is available at mortgagechampions.com/downloads, includes detailed instructions on how to conduct a round robin, including our tailored questions for mortgage sales teams. But the gist is straightforward, asking each member of your team what sales opportunities they have today, how they're generating future sales opportunities, and what obstacles they're currently facing. By starting with wins, identifying opportunities, and then sharing strategies for driving future business, while connecting team members to help one another overcome obstacles, stand-ups are highly effective at maintaining team alignment on multiple levels. Okay, next, let's talk about keeping your team informed. Following the round robin, we recommend quickly sharing any critical team and company updates, followed by taking just a few minutes to highlight selling techniques and strategies that are working for your team, other teams within your org, or even top producers outside of your org. Now, pro tip here, if you have a lot of team or company updates, we recommend just sharing the 1 to 3 most important and saving the rest for either a summary email, a memo, or a dedicated team meeting. Okay, finally, let's talk about motivating your team. We recommend ending each and every stand-up with some time dedicated to motivating team members to make the most of every opportunity and to attack their day with excitement, positivity, and confidence. So just to recap, when conducting sales stand-ups, to hit the goal, you just have to remember to aim, align, inform, and motivate. Okay, so I have a question for you. Are you currently conducting a daily sales meeting? Well, if not, we highly recommend giving it a go, especially now that you have a free template with step-by-step instructions for getting started. Again, just visit mortgagechampions.com/download to view all our sponsored resources. Now, if you are, we'd love to hear how you conduct your daily sales touchpoint and whether you think adopting a stand-up model like this could make that touchpoint more efficient, effective, or even just more enjoyable. On that same note, as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Just send our team an email at listener@mortgagechampions.com for a chance to have your thoughts highlighted in a future episode. The Mixdown is a production of Mortgage Champions. This episode was hosted and edited by me, Jake Vermillion. Music by Envato Elements.